Hey, third grade, welcome to our last video lesson of the week. We've been talking about third grade geometry, which includes lines and line segments and angles and right angles. So today we're going to be continuing those conversations and how we can actually make polygons using line segments and angles, okay? So let's begin. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to recap a little bit about what we learned yesterday. Yesterday we learned about open shapes and closed shapes, and we learned how to count line segments. So we're going to use that information today to describe this shape right here. So shape A is this shape. All of these words are some words that are new and some words that are just a review. So the first thing in the first lesson that I told you was a plane shape is a two-dimensional shape that we can write on a piece of paper. So if you can draw a square on your piece of paper, that's a plane shape. If you can draw this on a piece of paper and it's two-dimensional and it's flat, then that is a plane shape. So is shape A a plane shape? Can we draw this on a piece of paper? Yes, we can. So it's a plane shape. The next two categories go together. We talked about this yesterday. We talked about open shapes and closed shapes, and it can either be one or the other. A plane shape cannot be both, okay? So the open shape means that we have a shape that is not meeting at the same point, so it has an opening. So if you see this shape, you're seeing the opening like I'm seeing it too, right? All right, so yes, this is an open shape. That's a pretty easy description that we can easily identify. So if it's an open shape, then that means, friends, it's not closed. If it's not closed, it's open. If it's open, it's not closed. If it's closed, it's not open, so on and so forth. It can only be one thing is what I'm trying to describe. Now, this is a new word. The first three were just review, but curved paths are just exactly what it says. If you're thinking of a curve, you think of something that is round, right? So, is there any round parts of this shape? The answer is no. We have nice, straight lines. So the answer is no. There's no curved paths on this shape. And as we go through and get more examples, yes, we're going to be able to see those curved paths. So the next question that we have, do you see line segments that we can count? Can we count the sides of this plane shape? Yes. We have curved paths, we have line segments. Line segments is us saying we have straight lines. So curved lines, straight lines. Now, the last word that we have to describe this right now is what's called a polygon, okay? This seems like a new word, but it's really not because you've been taught polygons since you were a baby. Polygons are all those shapes that you can use and specifically describe that shape. Polygons include triangles, pentagons, circles, all those types of things, okay? So is this a polygon? Is this something that we can describe using one of those fancy polygon words such as triangle, quadrilateral, all that? No, it's not. And the reason that it's not a polygon is because of this box being X right here. Polygons have to be closed. If it's not closed, it's not a polygon. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through those checklists for shape B, okay? Before I show all the answers, I'm going to go through them one by one with you. Is this a plane shape? Can we draw it on a paper? Yes. Is this open? No. Is this closed? Yes. Do you see curves? Me neither. Are there line segments? Yes. Is this a polygon that we can describe? Yes. Now, the yes to the polygon means that we can describe this shape, and the shape is actually called a quadrilateral. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4 angles. So that special word is a quadrilateral. So let's do another example. Here we go. This is a oval. Yeah, so you're thinking circle. It's not quite a circle. It's an oval because it's a little bit stretched out. So we're going to go through the same questions. Can we draw this shape on a piece of paper? Is it a plane? Yes. Is it open? Are there openings to this shape? No. Is it a closed shape? Yes. Remember, if this is no, then it has to be closed. Is there curved paths? Do you see curves? Yes, I see curves in this one too. This is what I'm talking about. It's no to line segments because it has curved paths all the way around. And this means that it's not a polygon because we do not have line segments and we do not have angles. All right? So this is not one of those polygons that we are going to be describing. How about this? This is called a semicircle, which means half of a circle. So, is this a plane shape? Can you draw this on your paper? Yes, you can. Is it open or closed? The answer is closed. Do you see curves? Yes. Do you see line segments? Yes. But friends, this cannot be a polygon because it has curved paths. So polygons have to be closed with only line segments. Okay? If there's curves, there is no polygon shape. Does that make sense? So, polygons are plane shapes, always plane shapes. Polygons are always plane shapes, okay? If it's a polygon, that means it's a two-dimensional figure. When you are doing a three-dimensional figure, that is no longer a polygon. Polygons are also always closed. So that means that shape A is not going to be a polygon because it's not closed. Plane shapes. So plane shapes are not always polygons. Sometimes plane shapes are polygons and sometimes they're not. There's only one polygon out of all four of these shapes because polygons, closed shapes are, let's finish this as well. Closed shapes are sometimes polygons as well because this is closed and this is closed, but they're not polygons. The reason they are not polygons is because they have curves. Okay? So polygons must be closed. Polygons must have line segments only. Polygons cannot have curves. So now that we know what polygons are, let's talk about those special polygon names. Okay? So we're going to be describing and identifying these polygons. Polygons again. No curves, must be closed, have line segments, cool. So when we unlock the problem, I'm going to describe some of the polygons that we have. You should be familiar with some of them, but some of them might be new. A triangle has 3 sides and 3 angles. A quadrilateral has 4 sides and 4 angles. A pentagon has 5 sides and 5 angles. A hexagon has 6 sides and 6 angles. A octagon has 8 sides and 8 angles. And finally, the last one we're going to learn is called a decagon. A decagon has 10 sides and 10 angles. So now that we know those 6 types of polygons, we're going to describe this deer crossing sign using what we know. We know that this deer crossing sign has how many sides? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sides. Now that you know what angles are, which are vertices or also known as corners, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 angles. So what is it called when it's 4 sides and 4 angles? That is called a quadrilateral. Quadrilateral. Quad meaning 4. See? There's different types of quadrilaterals. They could look like this, a rectangle. It could be a rhombus. This is called a parallelogram. This is called a trapezoid. There's many different types of quadrilaterals, but if it's 4 sides and 4 angles, that's automatically a quadrilateral, okay? So let's describe this shape using what we learned. Is this plane? Are we able to draw it on our paper? Yes. Is it open? No, it's not. It's actually a closed shape because there are no openings in this shape. Does it have curved paths? Yes. Does it have line segments? Yes. Is it a quadrilateral? The answer is no, because there are not four sides. This curved path does not count. So let's check our work. It is correct. So, would you be able to call this a polygon? The answer is no. It is not a polygon because why? It's a plane shape, it's a closed shape, it includes a curved path, or it has line segments. The reason it is not a polygon, oops, I pressed the wrong one, is because it includes a curved path. Remember, can't be a polygon because there's no angle and there's no side, okay? Let's do one more example. Let's find the number of sides and the number of angles and then describe this polygon using the correct name. This polygon has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. This polygon has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 angles. Your polygons should have the same number of sides and the same number of angles because those angles are just where our sides come together. It's the corner or the vertex. So if we have a polygon that has 6 sides and 6 angles, do you remember what that's called? It's going to give us some options. It could be called a hexagon, an octagon, a pentagon, or a quadrilateral. The answer is hexagon. This is a hexagon. 6 sides, 6 angles, hexagon. All right, so now you guys are going to be going on your personal math trainer and you're going to be doing the 12.3 review. So remember, feel free to use the tools on the side. It helps you and helps you describe what you're doing wrong and gives you a little bit of background information if you need it. All right, guys, have a great Thursday.